Wild Style goes out of his way to represent every single community member, and individual in the city of Indianapolis, fighting tirelessly on the phone and in person. He shows up to city county council meetings. He will get into a knockdown, drag out, dog fight with politicians for you. And he don't ask for a penny. So it is my pleasure to recognize Wild Style Pascal for immeasurable contributions to the culture of Indianapolis by giving him the Crystal Microphone.
Welcome to a new episode of the Black Briefing Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Samantha Douglas.
Wild Style for sure.
And Greg Merriweather.
Wild Style for sure. And that is, teasing Wild Style is our thing. But actually, we get to start today with celebrating Wild Style.
Hey. Thank you.
Wild Style got awarded over the last weekend, with the Crystal Mic is what it's called, at the 8 Down Festival, formerly the block party that Dominic Dorsey Don't Sleep puts on. And what was it like?
It was exciting because Dominic had hit me up and he was like, yeah, I'm giving an award to so-and-so. Can you be by the stage at around 3 p.m.? So I'm in the audience, I'm taking pictures of him as he's like reading off the description to me. And I'm like, okay. Then he finally says prolific skater. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, I thought she was giving the award to somebody else.
No, I
appreciate it,
bro.
I love that. You deserve to be celebrated, man. Wild Style be all over the city. Not just obviously y'all know him on here advocating and stuff like that, but he's also around the city taking amazing photos of our events and giving them to us for free.
Yeah.
Just
under bridges when people
right. He's
like,
giving us footage as a homeless man under the bridge.
We just saw this Wild Style.
Yep, if y'all want to catch me, I live under the bridge at Clifton and I-65.
Did somebody say something like that?
A bunch of people said that.
Who's this homeless man with an iPhone?
And that was bad because I had an iPhone apparently, which is actually
that was the topic that we couldn't remember.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because people are always trying to. Because remember, I said it's just like the food stamps and the iPhone thing.
Yeah.
How's he homeless with an iPhone? It's like, well, he's not homeless.
And they was more upset the fact that
is so wild.
That they wasn't upset that they thought I was living under the bridge. It was the fact that I had a camera good enough to provide good footage of a police shooting.
That is crazy work to me.
God,
Wild Style was literally hiding behind the wall too.
I showed
while they're shooting. And the thing that everybody was concerned about is how does this homeless man...
How does he have an iPhone? It is a Galaxy S24, first of all.
My brother, Android.
Lord.
And if I
Pray for me in the group chat, y'all. I'm in there with the green bubbles.
You got good footage with that camera, brother.
You really did, though.
Because a Galaxy S24 is great.
I was watching on the news and I was texting them. I said, it would be Wild Style.
Which, by the way, I was not live on the scene. I was simply walking to the bus stop, and it just jumped out in front of me, and I was like, "Oh, let me get behind
the wall."
How you get caught up in a police action shooting?
That's wild to me.
Lord have mercy.
Brand new meaning to Wild Style.
So yeah. Thanks for everybody's concern. I don't live under that bridge. I was simply walking. That is a reconditioned Galaxy S24. That is not enough for 1 month's rent anywhere in Indianapolis. Thank y'all for asking.
That's a fact.
I don't know. We do have a priorities problem in this city.
Yes, we have a priorities problem, y'all. And it's you almost want to say because they're not even consistent in the way that they judge stuff either.
No.
Because you were actually on this video and in the comments saying, hey, actually this time he waited on them and shot at them.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So you think they would be happy about that?
No.
But no.
Yeah. Do you have what type of phone is that?
Yeah, you out there.
You living under the bridge and you have a smartphone?
You helping solve a whole crime and people
like Oscar in the little trash can.
Like forget about him shooting at the police. You have a smartphone and you're potentially homeless?
That's crazy.
That is so crazy. Oh my Lord. Okay.
By the way,
I can't. This is just too much for me.
I hate the bus shells bubble, but a lot of homeless people have smartphones because they give them away as Obama phones.
I mean,
Don't blame
it's crazy.
Obama. Blame Obama for it.
It's crazy. How are you calling me and you homeless? Like, damn,
you calling me?
Dang, dog, you really want me to lose touch?
You know what's funny? This kind of stuff only comes from people who have never actually served the homeless.
Exactly.
Because if you've ever served them, I remember, and I tell this story all the time, like we would give away hats and gloves every winter and like do all the things, socks and all the stuff. But, hygiene kits, whatever. But one time we did a chili cook-off, okay, between each other. But we served the chili to our homeless community, like, because we had been interacting with them. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And when we pulled up with the chili, I was like, what's in this? What y'all? You got beef in this?
Man, you gotta eat.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
I'm
like,
sorry, Lord,
y'all,
but man,
listen,
you worry about the wrong thing right now, dog.
One, there are people that are homeless by choice.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
I know. But yes, okay. And if you think about it, I mean, not having the pressure and responsibility of having like consistent bills and stuff like that, I just got to figure out how to give me a few little dollars to do what I got to do. I mean, I get it, okay?
Dude, I might start showing up for some of the meals.
It's a lot of people to show up for the meal.
But
I ain't gonna hold you.
Listen, and that's what I'm just telling y'all. The only people who say stuff like this are people who clearly have never interacted with our unhoused folks.
And there's plenty of homeless people that are living out of cars, and y'all think just because they pull up in the car, like, no, they homeless. Real. They living out of their car.
That's a fact.
That's real.
That you can go to any Walmart parking lot, and I guarantee you, in the back of that parking lot somewhere is a car full of stuff.
The moral of the story is Wild Style just got good footage walking, and he's not living under the bridge with an iPhone. That's the moral.
Not.
Hey, thanks to y'all's comments and donations, I'm no longer living under that bridge. Thank
you. Thanks for the dough.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I bought a house off of that.
Lord Jesus.
All that footage, boy, they gave me prime.
We should have put you a GoFundMe up.
Help us, Father.
I should.
We was a missed opportunity.
Missed the whole opportunity.
Missed it. Okay. I'm sorry. We wasted 7 minutes on that.
Oh, Lord.
We apologize. Anyway, this episode, y'all, obviously, I mean, so many things have happened. Our list was like 20 things long, y'all. So today we have about 7 in our normal topic list, and then we're going to do a rundown and try to hit some other things that are also important. We're just going to hit them a bit faster. Obviously, as always, the links are going to be in the description. We're going to do our best to always do that, to always have, ways to substantiate the things we're saying and the things we're covering. Also, I just want to put this disclaimer out there. There's a disclaimer at the top of this episode, but also this disclaimer. I'm not a journalist. I am not an investigative journalist. I am giving you all content and information based on the things that are already being reported.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I just want to make that clear because sometimes y'all try to hold me to journalist standards.
Well, there are no standards in Indianapolis, but anyway.
Well, and there's that.
Mm-hmm.
But also,
I didn't say it.
Y'all, I'm a podcaster, okay? I'm giving y'all my opinions on this crazy stuff that's happening in the city that's investigated and reported by a real journalist, okay?
Yeah.
Which is why I give y'all all the receipts in the comments, okay? So now, I try to talk about things and cover things in a thoughtful and considerate way, but at the same time, give me a break, okay?
Dang, I didn't know y'all was going through that.
Give me a break. Yes, boy, Lord.
Somebody said I was a bad reporter too the other day. So,
yeah, I'm like, at least you write for folks and stuff, though.
I do every once in a while.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't even do that.
It's not just me.
I'm not a reporter. I'm here for the love.
I guess they know I just give my opinion. So
yeah.
I'll be like, ain't nobody read nothing.
I don't know.
You did it.
There was complaints about you last week, but anyway.
There's always complaints about Greg. Oh, and that's a disclaimer number 2. I am not their keeper. Okay?
She's got her own boys to raise.
That's a fact.
That is hilarious.
That is a fact.
That is
okay?
hilarious.
And these are grown men, okay, who I'm friends with and who I love and who I'm so grateful to do this podcast with. But I am not going to police them, just like I'm not going to police y'all. And listen, y'all can have at it, but that's on y'all. Okay.
We come in peace.
So Now that we got those important things out the way.
Yes. Let's move on to some opinionated stuff.
Okay, right. Our first topic up today, we're just gonna get it out of here because I'm almost sick of even hearing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am too.
But more allegations with our city county counselors. This time, our youngest counselor, Nick Roberts, was accused of sexual assault on a second date with an 18-year-old that they say is a Republican.
Well, she was homeschooled. We know she was homeschooled, and the stepmother hates him because of his politics.
So there's that. Okay. This started so we saw this a few weeks ago. It started as a post on social media.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't talk about it then because it was just a social media post. But she actually filed charges or actually made a police report.
Mm-hmm.
So she actually went to the police station and filed a police report. So people picked it up and covered it. And so that's why we're finally covering it now.
For graping?
Yes.
Yep.
The groping.
Groping?
Graping.
What's graping?
It's yeah.
Oh!
Thank you,
Why
Mr.
did you just
Producer.
say that?
No,
Because you don't say that on social media.
Yeah, no.
I guess.
That wasn't an accusation, but that they looked into it and
That wasn't what. Yeah, that's what I was confused
So that was
about,
not the
'cause
accusation.
no, it was
There was not
groping was the
groping
accusation.
was the accusation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's
Non-consensual
groping, not
groping.
graping.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
understood.
I
I think one of the sad things that just from all the stuff that we had in our last show about the other counselor
Mhm.
is man, America has a problem in itself that we're not really addressing. But there's a consent map, and I'm not saying that these men didn't do anything wrong, but there's an unfortunate consent map, and when you look and you realize that 80%, like almost 90% of the United States has an age consent of 16. And it's crazy when you look at it. It's like, it's not even, I don't think you have 10 states with a consent age of 18. It's like the vast majority of the United States has a consent age of 16, which is insane.
And I shouldn't be. Yeah, no, it is insane because you shouldn't be. I shouldn't be trusted to make decisions about anything that seriously.
Yeah.
At 16 years old.
Yeah, and I think and I say this. I said if those men truly they do have problems, but I said America has a problem in itself because of allowing so much of the country to have a consent age of 16.
But Nick Roberts is 24. The woman that accused him is 18, homeschooled. When you look at when we talk about the ages and consent, when you look at the history of this country, most people were.
Involved at 14.
Yeah, 40 years ago, she would have been probably marrying him.
Facts.
Last year or the year before.
Or
my mom with her first husband, she was 16 and he was like 30.
Or if you went to an IPS school and had Dayton's and Vogues and candy paint and waited outside.
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
You'd have got all the 15-year-olds when you could be 24.
That's disgusting. I'm
sure
gonna
you had
hit
18s
him
in the trunk too.
I'm gonna hit him for the same thing that I hit the other counselor for. You are an elected official. Now,
higher standard.
The only credit I'll give to Nick Roberts is that he is young, and I ain't gonna lie to you. When I was 25 years old, y'all, I was an absolute menace.
24, 25. I don't even want to talk about it.
I don't even want to talk about it.
I'm not going to talk about it. That's
a fact.
I can't demonize the young
How old was the
king.
young lady?
18.
She was
I don't
18.
know if I was on 18 at 24.
No, I wasn't.
I wasn't. No, 18-year-olds.
High school
kind of
behind
to
me.
me.
No, he's out of pocket for this.
He's
He's
super
completely
out of
and
pocket.
totally out of pocket.
No pun
for this.
intended.
But I'm saying, just like we did last time, we were talking about the young kids doing young kid stuff. I'm saying now I went on this type of time, but I'm just saying that. But anyway, you got to make better decisions. Like what in God's name? I just said this last podcast, but like when you have so much stuff on the line, you have to deal with people who also have just as much on the line. I'm telling y'all, it's not just about, it's about power dynamics. It's about just all kinds of stuff. The fact that she could even make these allegations, and with just allegations have whole news stories about you and all of that stuff. Like all of that happens because you're an elected official, and if you don't move like one, people can take advantage of that if they would. And I'm not saying that's the case. Y'all know I make it a habit to believe victims, period. With this one, this is the only one that we have, right? And y'all know how I feel about that. I feel like we need more than one.
And the cameras that they reviewed showed that they were walking normally the whole time, and they went out of frame for a little bit, but it didn't look like anything happened according to their.
I honestly think it's time for counseling for the council.
Bull.
I agree.
Bull, that's a fact.
Because the N in council
media and PR training.
Nasty.
I think
the N in council is turning nasty, and we really need to get that fixed because it's a lot going on.
I think when the NBA players go through
it was worse before.
But it's getting to a point where it's like, and let's.
There was an older one that made me uncomfortable before.
Everybody's not used to power, and some people get that level of power, and it does something. You've been
a loser your whole life, and
now
you
end up destroying yourself simply because you can. Powerful enough to be foolish, and at that point, it's like they need to really maybe have some type of, maybe that's something that they need to do is have some level of training to help them understand what it's like. Maybe they
need to go with the NBA players to get trained and the same way. I'm for real. Like I know it's gonna sound crazy, but at the same time, bring the councils in. Like y'all may not make as much money, but you have a lot to lose from putting yourself in dumb situations.
That's a fact.
With women you shouldn't have been involved in, or whatever. What's going on, or putting yourself in dumb situations with. Yeah. Who knows? Gambling, anything else, bribery, women, everything.
I'll say this too with the Nick Roberts one. I wish he had come out sooner, like when it was circulating initially. I understand. I kind of understand why he waited.
Don't add fuel to a fire.
Yeah, but I wish he had come out a little sooner. But whatever. What I will say about this one as well, that kind of made the public react to it different too, is he was swift once the article came out.
Sure.
To explain.
Categorically denied it all.
Yes. Yeah. Categorically denied it all. Also gave background into around the situation itself. And then gave another follow-up after the police decided not to pursue, charges or whatever, and they closed the investigation. So, I mean, I suggested that to somebody else before, and they said that I just wanted material for the podcast.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But we see firsthand how being overly transparent worked out in Nick's case this time.
Yeah.
So
my suggestion is always homeschooled people need to be with other homeschooled people. And always,
I don't want to look I don't want to look at wild stories.
I'm just saying. And MAGA Republicans always need to be with MAGA Republicans.
And I didn't like that. I didn't like them throwing in there that, they're Republicans.
They didn't say that, but anytime, you're going to figure it out. Like, okay, the stepmom hates the politics. The girl was homeschooled. Yeah, you know what it is.
I thought he said it.
No, he didn't say it.
Are you sure?
He didn't say it. He did not say they were.
In the article?
No, he said that the stepmother hated him for his politics.
Oh, okay. Well, at any rate, even if she was a Republican, I feel like that's just more to his terrible ad decision making.
It was bad decision making.
It wouldn't look as bad at 28 and 21.
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't have. But to your point, she can't even drink.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
We need to put Nick Roberts on Pop the Balloon to get him away from that Hinge app.
I was about to say on the Hinge app, y'all. Come on.
Yeah, put him on Pop the Balloon, man.
You're that's an elected official.
Not before I'm on there first.
Don't put Greg on no Pop the Balloon.
Boy, I better not pop the balloon.
Okay. We are gonna do our best to keep this at an hour and a half today. For real. Okay. So we're moving on, and I don't want to hear nothing about y'all didn't go after him like you went for me.
There was not. This is the first time.
Right.
Yeah. First accusation. There were no charges filed. There was even video that showed that they say shows that nothing seemed to happen.
No history of this. No nothing. Okay. So
there's not a lot to talk about.
Not a lot to talk about. Okay. Next one up. And so an NDP fellow actually passes from a self-inflicted gunshot wound they were coming to investigate like him having guns or something, right?
Yeah, it was a search warrant.
Yeah, it was a search warrant. They were coming to do a search warrant, and they heard a gunshot. And then, oh my God, I was reading some of it too, where it was his mother was talking about he was actually on the phone with her,
and that his son was there.
Yeah, she was saying she was about to come get the son actually, and he was just telling her that he's sorry, tell people that he loves them, like all that kind of stuff. It's very, very, very sad.
So he was basically like, he's not going back to jail.
Yeah, it was that bad, I think.
Yeah.
When you read the article,
that's what it seems like.
Because he got more time in jail for fights and all types of craziness going on in jail. I mean, our prison system is bad. I don't think that the Indianapolis Public Safety Foundation is so quick to go stick a black man out there and act like they reformed him or they did something. But a lot of us, like he had generational trauma before he was born. Like his mom was 14 in foster care and had him. Like this started out. God. It started out on the wrong foot. Like with him being born.
That's so the bigger conversation I wanted to have around this because and so not that long ago we know there was a former life coach with the Indy Peace Fellowship that also died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. And so with that, and
before that, there were let me just say, there were other incidents that I know were related to some of their lifestyles.
And that's
whether the news media reported it or not.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's known.
And what I really want to point out, specifically to OPHS and the Indy Public Safety Foundation and all that, is like when we intentionally target folks with lived experience, give them gainful employment, right? Let them experience what like purpose and feeling connected to community and all those things feel like. And then parts of those things are taken away, or somebody has to be fired, or something changes, or they make a mistake or something like that. We have to have better resources and connections in place to handle those kind of things because we're dealing with folks with lived experience. We have to be more intentional about dealing with folks with lived experience. Like that's one of the things that I don't like. It feels like we do not support these men. This has been primarily men. We don't support these men through this process and through being involved in these kind of spaces in ways they've never been before. These young men don't think they're going to be able to have pictures and conversations with the mayor or actually be out here feeling like they're making a difference. And then something happens, and it's always like at the risk of something being taken away, or they're about to lose this, or so that's when these kind of things happen. Is because you gave them hope. You gave them hope, and we have to.
It's getting snatched.
Now it's getting snatched.
I think that at some point, and this is, I'm gonna be rough with it. At some point, it has to stop because it's not necessarily giving them hope; they're using them.
There is a big element of that. You're right.
And when it's all said and done, you look, and this young man, I saw the picture with the mayor. The mayor don't care nothing about that.
Mm.
It's like, and when we look at this and you realize that these young, it's like there is something real about reform.
Yeah.
Because reform gets you to a place where you say, no matter what, once you figure out a why, you start saying, hey man, I'm committed to whatever it brings, the hardship. Because the real part about it is we jump off the porch because of hardship.
Yeah,
because at some point you lose, what I say, you lose your elasticity. And all of a sudden you become hard, then you break.
Yep.
And what happens is they never get them back to the point of elasticity. Yeah. They're still coarse.
Yeah.
And then you charge them with something. But here's what people like all three of us realize. There is a level of hardship that comes with trying to change your community.
Yeah.
Yep.
People are going to mistreat you. People are going to come at you. People are going to talk bad about you simply because you're trying to change a mindset. But what happens when your mindset hasn't changed yet? And they don't understand how we walk away some days totally depressed because we feel like our work's not doing anything, or because the people we're trying to help want to hurt us.
Yeah.
So what happens when you get these people who are new to it and you charge them, and then not only that, they're making a honest living off of it, and you snatch it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. We have to be, I think what we don't acknowledge is that once we put them in those kind of positions, we then carry a responsibility to help restore them.
But you got to restore them first.
If we're going to do that, but what I'm saying, I don't think there's a single instance of restoration. I think restoration is a process.
It is true.
And so
they push them out there too quick.
Yes.
That's what I mean.
They push them out there. They push them out. Like, look, we fixed him.
Yeah, but that's their story. That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, and that's not the case. Like he was still evolving, and it wasn't quite probably his time to be out in the limelight like all this. So all that pressure and intensity. Now the police is knocking on your door. You got some guns in there, and now you about to lose everything. All of that pressure, and he just decides to end it all.
I think that the other part about this is when I look and I see another young man who's now gone, I look and they say reform. We just talked about the council. And we said there needs to be a level of training that takes place with the council to prepare them for whatever it is that they're about to endure. You can run into the wrong people.
Yep.
This is going to happen. This is going to happen. And so all of a sudden you take this person, and what you're doing is you're trying to have this redemption story on saying that the city is taking people who are outside in the streets. They've come home, and we basically created this environment for them to change. Whereas I remember having this conversation with Ralph Direct. And he said that he has made it clear that a lot of the people who are doing the work are one thing away from needing the help that they're supposed to be administering.
Yep.
So how is it that we look now? We should not be surprised because they're not far removed from needing the help that they are supposedly giving.
I mean, when you look at this young man, I mean, he was failed. Early on, his mother was failed. I mean, she's in foster care and had at 14, and I think has him according to the article. And then from there, he grew up in public housing. He ends up getting into the drug game because of what it seemed to be was his mother's boyfriend, and they were dirt poor. And he was like, "Look, show me how to make the money."
Sure.
And, so all of this goes in there. And then, again, like we pushed them out front, we fixed them and all of this. And no, it's an evolution. Like that young man was still trying to figure some things out. He hadn't got all the guns out of his life yet.
Yeah.
And whoever told on him, it might have been because he had posted it somewhere or done something to
and they're like, this dude ain't really like that.
Yeah,
he still got blah, 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 blah
But that's
going on.
why we got to stop. The city has got to stop getting 50-50s. At some point, I believe personally, this is just what I feel. I think the city is afraid of true reform.
Oh, they are.
I think they're afraid to go get people who are actually not 50-50 because it's, and this is shout out to all the guys.
Happens?
Shout out all the brothers at DPW. There is still a reason why they do not give them the money that they so deserve. Because if you have the felony, I control you. So therefore, I go get people who I can control because I look and say, you would not otherwise have this job unless I give it to you.
This is
a problem. They're using these people.
They're second-class citizens.
They're using them, but also one of my questions is, this man is a part of this fellowship program because IMPD is the one that refers them to this program to begin with. There's a partnership there. So he's in this program and there's a search warrant coming down. My question is, why isn't that handled in a different way? You know what I mean? Like, because
it was actually the Indiana State Police that knocked on his door, and I don't know how
it was the state police.
Yeah, and I don't know how it came to be that level of investigation or whatever.
Well, because anything now gun related is beyond local. Gun charges now are federal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, but my thought was though, is like, couldn't this? This is somebody who's whatever. This stuff is coming down. Like if there's a way that can be handled.
Y'all have a relationship with them. Like y'all supposed to be
this
able
is
to
affiliated.
But what would that be like? What is it like when you mess with evidence or you mess with an investigation?
No. I'm not saying like tip him off. Like they're about to not tipping him off.
But
No, I'm saying because he's involved in it's the same kind of thing where they went to him initially and told him, yo, you're gonna have these charges, you're gonna get in this program. And that's how they end up getting these dudes in this program. That's like the crux of the program is that you're letting people know, like, yo, you're at this point where you're gonna do this, you're gonna fix things, or you're gonna find yourself in jail. Period.
But
or worse.
But we keep saying the same thing: is that we're not changing the mentality,
and we
are putting people in position. We're not going after the mind and saying, okay, we got to fix this.
And because that takes time.
Let's get busy.
There's more.
It's just not fair.
There's
to me.
more. This is completely just something that I've heard. So it's not confirmed, but I have heard though that like early on they had mental health resources and stuff for the life coaches and for the fellows, and that when it came down that only the life coaches were using it, that they got rid of it and was like the fellows ain't even using it. It's just like, and it's like, yo, what? And that's what, like, I don't know. I guess through these things,
that's crazy.
I want us to take up more of a responsibility in caring for the people, not just in the program, but the people who are implementing this program, the life coaches and staff and stuff. But when we are dealing with folks who are going through these kind of things, we just have to be more intentional. You have to move with more care, more thoughtfulness, more intentionality, more connections. And like you said, like dealing with the mentality, that takes a level of thoughtfulness that's not there.
Alcoholic, a counselor in a room of alcoholics.
No, for sure.
I cannot make a drug addict start going in crack houses.
Yeah.
This is what that formula looks like. It's like, I'm going to take you from the wolf pack, but put you back in it. And I don't understand that mentality for nothing until I can get you to a place. And maybe it takes less people with more training before I totally release you. But I cannot just release you into the world that you've been in and expect you to have reform.
I think they're trying to walk this line, though, Greg. You know the line they're trying to walk
is a messy line.
It's a messy line, but the line that they're trying to walk is who's going to be credible to these mostly young men, right? Who's going to be credible to these young men in the program, so that they actually have the opportunity to restore them? Because you send some straight laced, never been in trouble, person who like has no connection to them or what they're trying to get away from, and that's not going to be effective either. I think
we have a misconception of straight lace. I think that when we look at this, we're not measuring the same. We're not measuring the hood for what the hood is. We're not looking at a Wild Style and say he came up in the hood and he made a decision at some point. He's still in the same environment with the same rules, with the same decisions, but made a decision. Mm-hmm. And I think that those are the people that you go and get. Maybe those are the people who are coaching those people to reform. But at some point, you can't take the wolf, the person who's used to 99%. If 99% of my world is guns and drugs and all,
I guess where is your bar? Where is your bar? Illegal things like because so technically you could say Wild Style's still in the hood.
He is,
right. Okay, so what I'm saying is, so where is your bar at when you're saying these? Are you saying people who are still doing illegal activity?
No, I'm saying get the people who are really people who are from it, but people who are not in it. Mm-hmm. Because here's what
that's hard to find. Like a Wild Style.
It's not really hard to find.
Honestly, it's not hard to find. There are a lot of people in the hood that don't get that deep involved.
Yep, it's not hard to find.
That want to do this work.
Sure. I mean, I used to spend my own money.
They don't want them.
I spent my own money at 25, 26, all the way up to early 30s. Like,
they don't want that.
I know a lot of people who are out the mix and they want to stay out the mix.
I get that too.
That's what I'm saying.
But you can't push these people that have been out in the streets into some new role.
No, I'm with you.
And that's what they've been doing. What they keep.
You become the police.
Yes. And the Indianapolis Public Safety Foundation is the police. It's literally the police.
Yeah.
Well, that they feel like, oh, we can turn on a switch and now we done fixed this person. The whole word, people with lived experience, that means lived trauma.
Yeah.
Those experiences are trauma.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're not pushing more care into the mental health side of it and making sure to understand it. This isn't just criminal activity just doesn't exist because I just want to be a criminal.
Right.
A lot of this is either mental illness or it is trauma, PTSD based actions that cause this. His fear, him being jumped, his life experiences felt like he always needed a gun. And I know a lot of felons with guns.
Yep.
What is it that Jay-Z said? We're not doing crime for the sake of doing crime.
Right.
Right.
We moving dimes because we ain't doing fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Come
a
on.
fact.
It's real.
Jared said that's a whole bar for
There's
everything.
a whole bar for everything.
But that's a fact. And that's the stuff that I want to get to. We have to do a better job of taking care of folks mental health wise. We have to do a better job at choosing the right people for these roles. And we've obviously been a huge advocate of that, like throughout this process, especially with the city. But I mean, just sincerely, thoughts and prayers to his family for real.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that story hurt me.
So, oh my God, it's so hurtful. And that's like,
and I hope they take a proactive approach or a reactive approach of now getting help for those who are involved to stop this from happening, because we've had two really close to each other. And at this point, it's like there needs to be something done to preserve the minds of these people who are actually attempting to reform, to have reform.
Yeah. Okay, so next up, I know everybody, y'all, we're shifting gears. So we're shifting gears. But this was probably the most asked for topic for this episode. At least for me, from my perspective. But Fabacard is closing. This is according to Angela Ganote.
And the Fox 59, they got a whole article about it.
Okay. Fox 59 has a whole article about it. And they're saying without knowing a reopen date. Yeah. So apparently they've been having financial issues. Ganote cites the May board meeting notes where it talks about how they've been having financial issues. And that
the fund is at 1.9 million.
1.9 is supposed to be 3.3.
Yeah, the endowment.
Yep. And there was another. What was the $40,000?
$40,000 missing
payroll. I think basically they were short 40,000.
Short 40,000 for payroll. Like y'all, this is a very, very, very big deal, which is why people were asking about it. And of course, it's been
stated that there were expensive shoes and trips and all that kind of stuff.
The fact that I guess Lilly and United Way money was abused. And United Way admitted that their money was misused.
Yep.
Yeah. And so and they gave a PR response that says that there's no forensic evidence to support these claims. And they said that that the center is experiencing financial challenges primarily from overstaffing and overextending financially to help more than 300 plus families. So like they used it as a moment.
That's trash bag because
it was,
at the end of the day, listen, I'm not the best mathematician, but I do know how to count. $40,000 missing anywhere is a whole lot of money.
That's a
and
fact.
it's visible. And you don't need a forensic scientist or a forensic accountant to know when $40,000 is not in the room.
Well, and they talked about questionable personal purchases from Amazon, Cash App transactions, credit card applications, Merrill Lynch fund withdrawals.
You look up in front of the center, there's an 80-inch TV out there. Go get that TV for me, dog. It's
Y'all, I mean, this is somebody's going to prison stuff.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Like, now some of this stuff one or two people could have done. You cannot draw down an endowment $1.4 million in that span of time without the board being actively involved.
Gracious of life.
Like, yeah, if that endowment went from 3.3 million to 1.9 million. Everybody had to know about it. Everybody had to sign.
So 1.4 is missed.
$1.4 million down in the endowment. That means everybody was like, "Hey, we gonna take this money out."
That'll
Like,
get you some shoes.
that's the only way that works. You can't. One person can't do that.
Should have took a trip to Bali.
And it's
Then you could be there with Russell Simmons extradited.
Oh,
You won't get extradited.
Oh, my God.
yeah, misuse of grant money from United Way and Lilly. That is, y'all. This is crazy.
This is becoming. I think we'll see more of this. I think that we're living in a time where
you know what?
Somebody hit me up and said there was another one on the way. I swear.
You know what? And no, there is. I'm sure there is. But it's not that there's more of this, y'all, because this is as old as time.
It is.
It's that we're finally hearing about it.
Yeah.
So because what usually happens in the community is this kind of corrupt stuff happens. And then we never know about it. And then that person gets to keep going on scamming folks, which I'm not saying that that's the case with this one. I'm just saying in general, in this nonprofit space, there are a whole bunch of people that abuse the fact that nobody wants to jeopardize future funding to small organizations. And so they'll stay quiet about situations like this to try to protect future funding for everybody. And what it really ends up doing is hurting everybody because people like this or situations like this come up where people are abusing a system that's meant to help people.
So
this is sick.
So I'm going to say this to Mr. Producer. I'm going to look at Wild Sound and say, you're going to say it first where it was the training ground of misappropriation of funds where people stay quiet. You know where that's started in our community?
The training ground is the black church.
I
knew he was gonna say it.
Man.
Oh, now.
Greg said that.
No, I didn't. You did.
There's a disclaimer at the top of the episode.
But
I just filled in the blank for you.
Yeah. I mean, when it's all said and done, it is. It's unfortunate that, all these institutions are saying that they care so much about the community. And then we get leadership in these positions that only look out for self. And the crazy thing is more people have been trained to be like that than to be true advocates of saying, I'm helping the community. It's cash on hand. How many times, Wild South, you know this, how many times have you been in a room and heard people who are supposedly about the community talking about getting the bag?
Oh.
All the time.
Put layers. This is what I want to say to everybody getting into nonprofit space or you're a small nonprofit. Put many financial layers between you and that money.
It's real time.
I'm just multiple accountability layers.
Signatures.
Yes.
Reconciliations.
Signatures. Yes.
But you're gonna find out here, Indiana boards are notorious, because that'll come up later. Indiana boards are notorious for being incompetent, not following through with stuff they even said they're going to do, not looking, not going through normal processes and all of that.
But that's because you go and allow people to have boards that are basically made up of their friends.
This is
and until we get to a place, because again,
we'll talk about that later too.
There's been no real accountability as relates to the funding that we've been getting. It's been said, it's been stated that the accountability has been poor at best. Yeah. And we're going to see more of this.
Yeah. Yes, and that's what's crazy is y'all, this is not a small organization.
This is a humongous organization.
Yes, they're talking about it should have been 3.3 million. It takes organizations a long time to get there. Long time
legally to draw down an endowment.
Yeah,
you have to have you have to have a whole bunch of signatures. I mean, from the board all the way to probably whoever gave the money might have to sign in some cases.
Yeah.
So this is a failure on multiple levels.
Agreed.
Yep. And I hope that board is protected.
They're not, because the board takes fiduciary responsibility. At the end of the day, as a board member, the individual and the organization does not get sued. The board does,
and they have to have insurance.
That's why when I said protected, I meant board insurance. But
that's what people got to understand when they start being on these boards, is that you are responsible. They can take your money. They can take you. Mm-hmm. They can take your home. And when you start wanting to be on these boards, understand the responsibility of that money. It's not just for title and play. This is real business, and we need to have people who know real business being part of boards unless you're ready to steal. That's all.
And that's like, I mean,
I'm just saying.
unless you're ready to
Unless you
lose
ready to
money or
steal.
get fed time.
That's real.
Yeah.
We just gotta. Yeah, this is huge. This is a big
Follow up's
deal.
gonna be crazy.
This takes a toll on the community. So now there's
It sure
parents
does.
scrambling.
People I've already heard kids are being turned away, and so they're saying that it's supposed to close at some time in the future.
Next Friday.
But I've already heard from people that kids have already been turned away from.
See,
it.
And that's
It's unfortunate.
people are laid. People have been laid off. Like it's bad.
People have lost their jobs and the whole nine. So yeah,
so
Shame.
bad, man. Well, that's. I hope they can figure it out or whatever. I hope there's some accountability so these things will stop
Yeah.
freaking happening. But unfortunately, we know more stuff is coming, and we'll cover it when it comes out.
Yep. We'll definitely have to follow up on this story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Hopefully, a good follow up.
No, it's gonna be some shackles.
Oh,
Lord
now,
Jesus.
Greg.
It's gonna be
Come
some
on
shackles.
now.
I'm ready to hear the shackles.
live.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh,
Oh, my
somebody
God.
done me wrong. Let's go.
Be in a chain gang.
Sorry, Mr. Producer.
Oh, my
Sorry.
goodness.
They getting jacked up.
Disclaimer alert.
Okay. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. It wouldn't be right if we didn't sing at least one song.
You had to.
Next topic. The Indianapolis Foundation has a new president and CEO.
Oh.
This was supposed to be a national search.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Of the best
Is that
candidate.
what they said it was?
That's what I heard.
I don't know.
I heard it was a committee with a national whatever. Okay. But anyway, it ended up being what's his name?
Ahmed Young.
Ahmed Young, who, if you guys don't know, is the husband of the founder of Rise Indy.
Indy.
And if you feel a little, I know, right? But then you find out that his sister-in-law is on the board of the foundation. Is actually the vice president.
But yeah, the vice chair.
The vice chair. I'm sorry.
Vice chair
Vice
of the
chair
Indianapolis Foundation.
Of the Indianapolis Foundation board.
Okay.
Oh.
I need the camera real quick because
Mr. Producer.
Mr. Producer. I am an Indianapolis Foundation ambassador, and I want to look you out in the eye and tell you that we were not consulted before, during, or after this search. We did not know what was happening. We didn't know the status of the search. And we received an email, the same email that the rest of the public got about this. And we knew nothing about it. And to my knowledge, none of the employees knew either. So no matter what you feel about it, if you're happy about this, great. If you're unhappy with it, don't blame us. If you're happy about it, don't congratulate us because we weren't involved. And I know the board had told some of the staff.
But why? Why would the closest people that you all have on staff to the community not be involved in choosing the next leader?
There's a reason, you know that.
Of course there's a reason, but I'm saying y'all are terrible. I just want to start there. I want to start there. That out of a nationwide search, the best we could find is somebody with very clear conflicts of interest.
Very clear conflicts of interest.
This is the best.
But then
the best fit, the best find, the best resume for this role, which I'm not sure of or convinced of. And this is nothing about him personally, because again, people have said that I've heard nothing but good things about him as a person. Fantastic. Okay.
Well,
at the same
it?
time, who said what?
Who said nothing but good things about him?
When people talk about their experiences with him,
Oh.
I've heard nothing but good experiences with him. However, I'm sure there was somebody who was better fit for this, who didn't have these very clear conflicts of interest.
But this is where corruption starts.
That's a fact.
This is where corruption starts. Anytime you make the decision of having to hide it from the people who are inside, when you look and you have an ambassador who knows nothing, who receives the same information that the general public receives, then you know that there's a problem. If you had to hide it, then you know it shouldn't have happened.
When Lorenzo was chosen last time, one of the concerns he don't stay anywhere over 3-4 years.
Mm-hmm.
We need something long term, more stable. We need like stability, a long term vision, right? And then somebody just told me today that this gentleman's resume is the same way.
He's been a few places.
That he doesn't really stay. That they don't see this being long term
It's a resume
either.
builder.
Yeah, and it's just like, y'all, at what point? And this is every time I get confronted with, like, how is this a good fit? I think, oh, we don't have the same priorities. And when
clearly.
and when you are a foundation like the Indianapolis Foundation that's serving our community in so many different ways, you are too community involved, and the community relies on you too much, especially in these Trump days. We're going to be relying on philanthropy to fill all kinds of holes.
Yeah.
Facts.
For y'all to be making decisions outside of community advising, and you have people here. That's what makes me so angry, is you have folks there, and that just lets me know that you're intentionally making these terrible decisions, putting these people in place, and for what? I know your intentions aren't mine, so what are they? What was the goal of putting him there? Like, that's what I want to know now, is who did it and why? Because that's going to tell us about the kind of future that we're going to get to experience. Because a lot of these people at the foundation, they were sold on a vision and on a dream that they're not seeing. They couldn't be further from it. As a matter of fact, you sold us all on this vision of holding other organizations accountable, of doing all of this stuff, and then we're not seeing it. And then you come in and you choose a leader, a new leader, almost feeling like on the sneak, who has these conflicts of interest. How is that working towards trust? It's not. It's not.
Agreed.
And it feels like we have no allies in these spaces of serving our communities in a thoughtful and impactful way. We clearly don't have the government or politics or any of that kind of stuff working in our favor. And then philanthropy continues to pull this crap? Like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? When we can't trust the city, we can't trust the state, and now we can't trust one of the major funders in our community from philanthropy. What are we doing? And what are y'all going to leave us to resort to?
There are some concerns. I did read his IBJ, Indianapolis Business Journal interview, and I was struck by really kind of like the business casual tone of it, as if he was taking a corporate job. And the fact, and I looked, I went and Control F searched, and the word community is never, ever used at any point in that interview at all.
I bet it's not. Because community was never considered. The community was never considered. And this is supposed to be who y'all are serving. And they're never considered. It's disgusting.
I'm sitting over here so proud of y'all.
No, I'm serious. I'm so sick of it.
Sam.
I'm sick of it, y'all.
Like, I'm committed to, I'm always going to be working for my community, whether I'm an ambassador or not. But I'm committed to working.
It sounds like your ambassador days might be,
might
be behind you.
You know that.
Tap, tap on the shoulder. Mr. Wild Style of Pachella.
Double L.
But you know what else makes me mad about this is they just did all of this strategic planning. Lorenzo came up with these areas that they specifically wanted to fund.
The ambassadors help with the strategic planning.
No. I know that, but I'm saying we did all of that work though. Lorenzo and he comes into our community conversation and says that he's going to prioritize the Far East Side with some of this stuff, which we need because we've been lacking investment for so long, right? And so we need that. And then he's up and gone. And then when you come and choose somebody to replace him, you don't even use the community resources that you have internally for this kind of thing.
It's
Why?
Bizarre. It was bizarre. I mean, the staff was unaware. And as an ambassador, I don't want to put too much emphasis on us. I mean, obviously, I think we're the bomb, and we know we're.
But you are intentionally placed to be their connection to the community.
Yeah, but I have to look at their staff, and there were some issues before that. I think their staff, a lot of staff got out of there. The staff was stressed and people were actively leaving. I would have at least hoped, even if they don't want to talk to us poor Negroes and Latinos,
Lord Jesus,
ambassadors, that we would at least value the staff that's there every day. I'm not there every day. I'm not staff. The staff that has to go do this work, that to make sure that they are supported with the right candidate. And I hope Ahmed is the right person for that. But I'm just concerned that the board did not care. They didn't care what the community thought. They did not care what the staff thought. And that's scary for a community foundation.
I hope, yes. I hope more than anything, more than anybody, that he's a great fit, that he comes in and is a great leader. But I will say this. There's a whole lot of red flags before we even get to hear anything from him constructive. And that's my problem, is that we don't even have the benefit anymore of feeling like, that person's a great fit. You know what I mean? And then moving from there, or that person, man, they're fire, they are bomb. Like, this is it. Like that. No, that didn't help at all. Yo, hold back the camera.
That absolutely. shout out to our
shout out Mr. Producer who just crawled.
Hardest working man in the
just
studio right
crawled
now.
past the screen in a bad crawl.
Why? Oh, the light's too much in my
Shout out to Mr. Producer.
Go
He's
ahead and
gonna
walk past,
through
baby. Just go.
Yeah,
might as well.
Shout out to the Mr. Producers. He walked on through.
But we
all
have
good.
so many. We have so many.
He made a cameo. It's cool.
We have so many instances like this.
But I think once the way you
this.
start says everything to me.
It does.
Yeah, the way you start
It
says
does.
everything.
And I mean,
why wouldn't we give ourselves our best foot forward? Like, that's that shout out to Jared's album. If y'all ain't checked it out, go ahead and do that on Apple Music, Best Foot Forward. But that's what I'm saying. Like,
the board put
failing at the start.
the board put the last president and the CEO of CICF in a bond by not completely defining the roles of the two different organizations, and then putting new people in there in the first place. You can say whatever you want about Lorenzo, but he was put in a bad spot, and so was Jennifer Bartenbach, in my opinion, because the board had not clearly defined that, and so we keep giving people not a great start.
I'm going to say this just from a corporate.
And she can't. His sister-in-law cannot continue on this board. I don't know in what world.
She'll be as vice chair. She will be the board chair next year if that doesn't change.
Man, get out of here.
Absolutely
I'm gonna say
not.
this, and just from a corporate perspective, that there's a dynamic that has changed from a board perspective, even in for profits. There used to be a time when there was integrity in the board because who the board members was made public. A lot of organizations hide their board members because
Theirs is public.
Theirs is public.
Theirs is
Okay, well,
public.
good.
Yeah, it's
because
public.
that's one thing we have to definitely look at if we ever get to the point.
That's what makes it more egregious, Greg.
I agree.
They said we're gonna do this, we gonna play in y'all face.
Then you should already know that as a public board and as people you can actually look to see doing stuff like this, then you should already know that it's a bad look. That's period.
It's
a bad look.
It's confusing.
There's nothing we can say to get around it. It's a bad look. It's a bad
was
look
she a
when
part of the
family.
committee to find somebody?
I don't know. We
don't know.
You would
we
think
don't
that
know
as
who
a
was the
vice
committee.
chair, as a vice chair, you would think that you are part of the search
So
committee.
she voted on her
She
own.
had
I mean,
to
it's a
vote.
small board for the Indianapolis Foundation.
How many?
It's like what?
Seven?
Seven? That's like 6 or
So
7.
she's one
Oh,
of
she
7
definitely-
that got to vote for her
Yeah.
brother-in-law to be
That's
the
insane.
new leader.
Nasty
It's
work.
So nasty.
Yeah.
So nasty. Like, I can't, and I don't want to hear y'all saying nothing to these grantees about who they can and can't have on the board, and y'all up here hiring people's family members.
Ooh.
You have family members leading the organization and on the board. Inappropriate.
Price is right music. Boom, 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 boom.
Right. No, that's a fact. How are you going to hold anybody accountable? I hope she's leaving the board.
She ain't
Something's got to
to
give.
I would say it would be very, very confusing to have her as board chair over her brother-in-law.
But when we get to the next topic, there's a dynamic that's happening, and we'll talk about it.
Yo,
There's something I'm seeing. There's a trend going on.
You know what makes me so mad about this in particular is in times where we are literally grasping at straws, just trying to find hope and help somewhere, anywhere possible. And we can't, because every single where we look, y'all are on foolishness. Every single place we look, y'all are on foolishness.
So it's no longer the boule, it's the foule. There is a new organization called the Foule.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. All right, we got to move on though, because I told y'all hour and a half, we're at an hour. Okay. Next thing up, half truths about homelessness policy in Indianapolis. Wild Style, this is your topic.
Oh man. So in the span of time between the last podcast, the city of Indianapolis decided to remove all of the homeless people on Leonard Street, which is a street in Fountain Square that butts up right against the I-65, I-70.
Yeah, 70.
And this was like I think right after they had announced their homelessness program from streets to home, where they can actually offer people a home and all this stuff. The city of Indianapolis decided to close the camp and told them they have until August, I think 11th, to get out of there, and they didn't offer them anything. And then they told the press, and unfortunately, some
streets
of the
to other streets.
Yeah, they told the press, well, we offered them resources, and they gave them a list of providers that have already been there and been there the whole time. And then, unfortunately, one of them people printed that and like gave the OPHS, Office of Public Health and Safety, an infomercial. And I was just like really irritated. I'm like, well, if these people are going to find them homes and these existing organizations, why didn't y'all march out there and go tell them that when they first got out there? So obviously that's not true. And so finally the Indy Star did a follow-up article to go tell the truth. And then Mirror Indy also talked about it. And that basically they had to admit, well, yeah, we actually don't have a place for these people to go, and they'll probably just go to another neighborhood.
Jesus.
Good job, city.
And I was just so disgusted. I put up a post. I put up a post on every social media I have except for TikTok, and it got traction everywhere because I had to explain that these providers, and it's no shade to some of the providers. Some of them are doing the best they can, but these homeless shelters are run like prisons.
Yeah.
And even despite them being run like prisons, you still have prison-like activity going on. People are getting beat up. They're getting robbed. They're getting sexually assaulted. And this is why a lot of people will go risk their lives. And at the time, it was 95-degree heat, 97 degrees, 98 degrees. They would rather risk their lives and get heat exhaustion in that than experience what's going on in these homeless shelters. There is an issue, and the news media was not reporting. The news media had a narrative that makes it look like, we offered these people a place to stay, but they just rather be out on Leonard Street, 98-degree heat up against the I-65. That's not why they're out there,
right?
Like these places are horrible.
Yeah,
and the fact that Andrew Merkley could not wait a couple of weeks or couldn't coordinate with CHIP to go start the pilot program for their Streets to Home initiative at Fountain Square instead of displacing all those people. I mean, these people, they may pop up in your backyard, but they were not housed. They're going somewhere.
Andrew's track record is bad. It's another bad appointee.
They get to fail up.
Another bad.
White men with the city get to fail up.
Yep.
It is.
It's another bad appointee. We should have really did. I mean, I really wish we would have, or I wish I would have really gotten more involved in basically going against that, because he's got a bad track record.
It's because honestly, in the moment we were fighting against the Lena Hill stuff, and I was hoping whoever we got as deputy mayor would come in there and clean it up. Like, period.
Yeah.
Because they would be over OPHS.
But there is no deputy mayor.
And they're not going to name one. That's what I've been hearing consistently. Is that they're not going to do one.
Someone to talk to.
Even neighborhood. Even the deputy mayor of neighborhoods.
Greg Merriweather deputy mayor.
We practically have no deputy mayors except for the
I tell somebody
I'd
be the deputy mayor of neighborhoods.
I would too.
of neighborhoods?
No, because then they're gonna give you the job to shut you up, and then
yeah, that's true.
I ain't gonna shut up.
It's definitely a
that's
quiet time job.
they're gonna be. It's gonna be in your contract that the podcast has to.
That's
cease.
a fact. I would do. Let the record show though. If they didn't silence me, they can't silence me. I'd just be fired. But I'd do it though.
Oh, that's so funny. I remember that when I remember, not to get off subject, but kind of. But I remember when I went to Expo, and when I was working with the city, they was like, "So when are you gonna stop doing your show?" Never where that check at.
Okay, they're like, okay, all right, we give you your money. Let's be done.
Boy, but
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, you'll take a deputy mayor job, and our agendas will have to go through the communications department. Well, hold on, hold on, Sam. We're gonna cross this off.
That
the list
sounds like you're really trying to help somebody.
Yeah, see.
You right.
And then for everybody asking questions, that's why Samantha is
if later this podcast disappears, you'll know this is the moment.
Man, right. No, I won't do that.
We're gonna keep the chair empty though. We're gonna keep the chair empty. We put a cut out.
Y'all, I've been broke for a long time, protecting my voice, protecting my ability to speak on things. I ain't gonna stop now. Okay,
stop it, please.
We appreciate you.
But yeah, now. Let me tell you.
You better put the number in there.
I was about to say. Now, let me tell you.
Salary requirements to be at that scrolling across the bottom of
we'll put the link after for the show.
Listen, I got 4 kids I got to put through college, and I'm putting myself back through college right now.
And she needs a grant too.
That's a fact. So let me just warn y'all now. Samantha, get real quiet.
I'm gonna be over here like it.
It was what was best for my family.
Did you see Merriweather giving a side eye the whole show the last show?
Hold on, like Faye Bacard, they got to support 300 plus families.
Oh, right.
Listen, y'all,
Samantha had to support her.
I gotta support my family, y'all. Anyway, I'm joking, but yeah, our city has been failing with our unhoused community for a very long time, and it doesn't seem like they have any interest in being better. And again, like I said, we look around everywhere and it looks like there's foolishness literally everywhere on every level.
Yeah.
And it ain't even about political party. It ain't about nothing.
Dang, I wish I could say
it is just foolishness.
The fool-a.
The fool-a. Okay, next one up. How our Indy city councilors each spent $1 million in their districts.
Well, some wasted it, but go ahead. Let's go.
Man.
So
Hallville got one street paid Pershing.
Who's the city county councilor for Hallville?
Mop. Yeah, and then they took the rest. I was in the meeting and then I said, so that was what, 200,000? I said, where are the other 800,000?
You put it on 25th, the Boulevard,
and over there by the museum.
Yeah, but those are like side streets.
But he said, it's very poor over there. And we looked up and saw all the people that had moved, and they had basically a median income that matched Carmel.
Oh yeah.
It's very poor. They need the money.
So this is the $1 million that the city county councilors, they had to choose. It either went to DPW projects or went to parks. So that was the only options they had, by the way. I just wanted to throw that out there.
And so VOP took the money and he put it in the gentrified areas instead of putting an extra. He could have put just an extra person on the 30th Street Bridge, because it's only one man working on it by himself. He could have spent that $1 million and hired an extra man too.
Well,
but he was like, nah,
it's been close since
2022.
I ain't gonna lie. I was on the 16th Street Bridge in fear.
Me too. And I'm on a bike and I'm afraid. They were supposed to take it down this year, but they can't.
Like, get me off the middle on real.
Oh my
God. I'm
trying to make an escape plan while I'm sitting on the bridge.
What about your council? Leroy put it in.
So VOP is a city councilor over the 30th Street Bridge and the 16th Street Bridge. And he takes the money and puts it over in gentrified areas instead of like bridges like 16th Street Bridge. He can come down any moment, in my opinion.
Let me.
Everybody gonna be at Belmont Beach.
That's where they go wash up.
They go wash all the way to the beach. I was just trying to get some donuts, man.
I ended up at Belmont Beach. I didn't want to. Like, what? Is there an event here? What's going on?
I didn't mean it.
Courtesy of Vop Osley.
Samuel
Mount.
There's just FYI, there were some counselors who actually asked their constituents and leaders where this money should go. Counselor Renee Allen out here on the Far East Side, we actually created a whole task force team of leaders and stuff out here to talk about options and where this money was going. We wanted sidewalks, and we're getting sidewalks, not on our top priority area because it was too much. But we did get a secondary option, which I was super happy and proud to be a part of.
38th Street from German Church.
Yep.
That's
it's
needed.
a critical one.
That's definitely needed.
Yes, but some of our priority ones was like on Post Road, the hill, because our people walk on the medians. The on Post Road from 21st to 25th.
Oh,
the hill going over the highway.
Yeah, that you had to get with NDOT on
dangerous.
that.
Yeah, it's super dangerous and stuff. But they were also saying it was just too hard. And then there was another spot too that we asked for before. So I think this place was like our third option on the list. There was one more where it just wasn't feasible for the million.
But when I looked at it, I was
was happy.
Yeah, because I know people could use that.
Again, now keeping in mind, Renee didn't have to do anything profound other than just ask her freaking community. That's all she had to do.
Use common sense.
Yes. I know Andy Nielsen reached out to people too. And I can't remember, I didn't look at where our money was going yet for our district, but we had conversations too. I'm not even gonna go there. Somebody else asked, but it was very last minute and whatever. But I saw that.
Anyway,
I already know.
Wild Style, I saw your counselor Leroy gave his to Parks, right?
No, that ain't my counselor. My counselor is Vop.
No, is it?
Yeah.
I thought Leroy was your counselor.
He used to be mine.
Leroy is out up in the hinterlands.
The northwest side.
He's up Northern Pike. And some up,
Okay, well, those upgrades will include a new playground, parking lot, shelter, accessible walkways, benches, and various play features. That's cool. Krista gave hers to
easy work
park.
for him, though. I mean, shout out to Leroy, but that's easy work.
Barth, where he directed his to Canterbury Park. That's another one. Which will get a new playground, volleyball court, connection to the Monon. That's cool. And public restrooms. Fancy. That's nice. I like when parks get restrooms. My God.
Sounds like Carmel.
Mike Dilk.
Oh, he's a Southside one. Yeah, I think he wasted his, didn't he?
I'm sorry. He chose to use his portion to improve Thompson Park, including refurbishing the basketball court, installing a new playground, and building new walkways.
Oh, it was one. Okay, it was one of them Southside, and theirs didn't get done because they was trying to.
Anae is hoping the city will require a 23-acre parcel of land located east of I-69, west of South Harding Street, and just north of West Southport Road in Perry Township. Anae hopes to turn the space into a park.
We have tons of parks. Unused.
Yeah.
We do.
Unused parks. Like
we do.
I would just think that, like, if you have $1 million and the Parks Department is strapped for cash, that you would go put that in a park already in your district rather than try to go get a whole completely new park.
And see, Allie Brown pedestrian path to a bridge just south of 56th Street, German Church Road.
That's good.
Yes.
That's really good.
I love anytime we're getting paths and freaking sidewalks. We do terrible with pedestrian safety.
It's horrible.
We just had another a cyclist killed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Keith Graves is doing some resurfacing. And then
I didn't even recognize the name of the street, man. I was just I'm like, what?
Andy Nielsen, who represents Irvington, wants to put a pedestrian connection on the north side of Pleasant Run Parkway from Ritter Avenue to the bridge east of Ritter.
Okay.
He also wants to make intersection improvements at Ritter Avenue and Pleasant Run Parkway.
Yeah,
that's
a little wonky.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you guys can go through and read all of them on the link that we have in the description. But yeah, just wanted to go over some of those. And
this is how each counselor spent $1 million. So just understand, if they're running for any other office or whatever, this process, the common sense, or lack of common sense involved, is going to be how they treat the entire city budget.
Preach. I like that.
So if it don't make sense here,
it's not gonna make sense there.
Yeah, when you give them more money, it's going to be even more stupid.
God, today, that is a fact. Okay. We're finally to the rundown. Look at this, y'all. We got what? 15 and a half.
Okay.
What? Okay. The rundown. First one, 10-point coalition is expanding to Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, no!
Listen, Cincinnati. Okay.
Please, if y'all watching,
it don't work here. It ain't gonna work there.
tell them to get back on I-74. And we don't want them back either, but I mean, we got to handle our responsibility.
He done sold somebody in Cincinnati on this idea of being able to do this stuff, and
I didn't even say nothing.
Cincinnati people, if y'all,
this is your topic.
If y'all listen,
don't try to throw up.
Right,
don't throw us
right.
under the bus.
I didn't even see the article.
I didn't either. He found it.
I've had one.
What you do? Just search 10 points.
It must listen. I'm forever attached to 10
Things
points.
that I can criticize black pastors for.
I'm forever attached to 10 point. My quote stands to this day. So when it's all said and done, I'm like, it's not working. Cincinnati, it is tomfoolery. And when it's all said and done, it's like just
save yourselves.
Save yourselves.
I've
the
seen
money.
too many murders in the neighborhoods they patrol while they're there.
I live in a neighborhood where 10-point coalition
I'm
headquarters
so
is
sick of
at.
it.
Yeah.
Please.
We're over it. It doesn't work. I'm
No.
sick of it. Stop it.
There's no point
Okay?
to
Stop
10
it.
point.
Samuel's wife was named the executive director of Lilly Philanthropy.
Which is not the foundation. That is the Lilly.
Well, it's not the endowment.
Yeah. It's the foundation, not the
It's the
endowment.
foundation, not the endowment. But still, y'all, if we let him be mayor, okay, she's holding super big purse strings, and so will he. And a lot of control.
I think there's a trend. I think that, and I'll say this quickly, but there's a trend going on in the city where you're seeing a lot of couple power.
Yep.
And a lot of couples and
Power couples.
A lot of people. and the crazy stuff is on the flip side, it's a lot of wives who are helping their husbands get in positions of power. And so it's really being a trend. I really hope that there is some level of investigation that takes place at one point to just see how all these dots are connected, because I am seeing a lot of this take place in Indianapolis now.
A lot. And this is the thing too. The people who are doing it are also people who make you go,
Yeah.
So it's
and
like,
most of them are
that's what makes it
cahoots.
worse.
It's almost like a clique.
Man.
For real.
Y'all, listen.
Pay attention, Nap. Don't be sleep.
Okay,
Nap.
it's the rundown. I'm trying to be fast. Okay, next one. Y'all, obviously, y'all know all of our issues that we have with that. Please investigate that. Okay, look into it.
Yeah, real.
He cannot be our mayor.
You call the police on you.
Now, next one up. Eskenazi loses $38 million in funding for uninsured patients. This is a travesty, y'all. Like, what?
I mean, they're literally sentencing people to die. Like, that's
Yes.
what's gonna happen.
Yes.
I'm just interested in seeing,
more Republican shenanigans, by the way. This is Braun's budget.
a lot of people there. Listen, we'll talk about it at another show.
Republican, defend it.
But advocacy is going to change drastically, because a lot of people who have done a lot of status quo will realize that the fight has always been with the government. Because now you ain't gonna have the money to say you do the work.
Yeah.
No, you right.
Come holler at me. I got a class for you.
Okay.
It's
boy.
Real talk.
We're screwed.
Because all of a sudden it's like we're gonna see what you can do. Because I'm a person who's done it for free. We're gonna see if your heart's in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're gonna see if your heart's in the game, because now we're gonna see if you'll do it for free. Because the money is gonna be gone.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah. We'll see what you're talking.
You're gonna figure it out through philanthropy and through all your foundations, because all these hospitals
you ain't gonna be able to steal as much.
Stuff like he said, you ain't gonna be able to steal as much.
And I saw a July 25th article that was, the state bragging about they have a $2 billion surplus.
That's
by
how
not
we
paying
have
people.
Exactly.
We're gonna let you die for this surplus. People will die over this surplus again, because they've been dying over it.
I just realized this whole list is bad things. I wish we had a high note to end on. I'll think of
Oh,
one.
well, hold
before
on.
we
No,
get
not
there.
all. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yep, they all
Yes,
are
they're all
bad.
bad.
Very bad.
Could be.
Okay, next one. I'm gonna jump around just a little bit. Babyface and Mike Epps are named as new board members for the Madam Walker Legacy Center board.
But IU is in control.
And we're gonna have to make that a topic one time.
Yeah.
We are gonna have to talk about how that came about. I was just talking about
It came about because of Black neglect. At the end of the day, we have always been so hyped to perform or be in certain people's crowds. That's how you take the Vogue and it go from being a company or an organization on the verge of bankruptcy and becomes an organization that makes millions a year once it starts doing hip hop shows. It's like we were more back in the day. We don't realize we don't own the Apollo.
No.
We don't own the Walker. We don't own Essence. We don't own anything that started out.
Don't own BET.
We don't own BET. Anything that we started out because of white supremacy has now been taken
And
over.
Black Expo is not a black organization.
And Black
Period.
Expo is not a black
We learned that
organization.
last episode. Also, or last two, whatever. Speaking of black people being taken advantage of, Mayor Ballard has a new organization called Black Wealth.
Indie Black Wealth.
Indie Black Wealth Inc.
Yep.
I almost started singing Near the Cross. I almost started singing a hymnal.
Maybe he's going to release something about his own black heritage that we just never knew about him the whole time.
Or maybe he's saying it's like black the color. Like black.
Getting in the black.
Well, somebody said.
Yeah, in the black.
In the black.
Yes.
Somebody said that means he's going to take Indie Black Wealth next.
Oh my God. Y'all, wow, business. I had that link to Wild Styles post of a screenshot.
It's supposed to be something
that
financial literacy related. Of course, this is the same person that sold off the parking,
Can I
our
say
infrastructure,
No, my
built
God.
that parking garage that's serving as a fireworks store.
Can I say this quickly?
Financial literacy.
Can I say this quickly about financial literacy? Just really quickly. When you realize that
We got 9 minutes.
when you realize that the median household income is so astronomical but compared to black and white.
Thank
When
you.
you realize a white household has 16 times the wealth of a black household. It's not financial literacy that's the problem.
Thank you.
That's a fact.
There is no money.
That's a fact.
And
That's a fact.
everybody is playing with us by saying we need to teach you how to scrape.
It's gaslighting.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
until there's an
Yeah.
equal playing ground on this money, then don't talk to me about financial literacy.
I have
Because
figured
I
out-
know that we are lemon people. So at the end of the day, unless you're ready to help us make lemonade, don't talk to me about being. I am literacy to poverty. I'm literate to poverty. So
Thank
you don't
you.
have to
That's a
tell me
fact.
anything different.
That's a fact. And I was about to say, we can figure out how to make $20 feed our family
Facts.
for a
Facts.
week. And you
Facts.
telling me we don't know how to use money?
That's financial
No, we just don't
literacy.
have money.
We don't have money.
that's
So
the
stop
that's
the
the difference.
games.
Anyway, okay. Next one. Deep fake video of a topless lawmaker's wife came out of the lieutenant governor's office.
It came
So
out
one
of
of his staff people apparently they're accusing him of creating and circulating, showing this AI video of a lawmaker's wife.
that is
topless.
state produced porn. Like that's
Lord.
what Beckwith does. Pastor Beckwith, the minister,
Pastor Beckwith.
the porn factory.
He was
at the state house.
He was. You know what? I point
And the
out all
choir
the
sang,
time.
Nasty pastor.
That's a fact.
Nasty Pastor. That's the name. Nasty Pastor.
You know what's funny about that is we've talked so much about Project 2025, and I always bring up one thing they still haven't done with Project 2025. They were supposed to ban porn. Remember, they were supposed to ban porn, make it illegal.
You can't ban it when you in the
Still
office
hasn't
producing it.
That's a fact.
They was probably telling the AI, hold on, mate. Plump them up a little bit. Put 'em
Oh
on.
my God. Give it a glisten. Put some oil on it.
Yeah.
Next.
Run the Diddy oil script.
Okay, run the Diddy oil. Okay. So Indy Mates national news. Happy Joy, not really, with the Speedway Slammer.
Trash bag.
They're saying this is our version of the alligator Alcatraz or whatever.
I hate that we're getting concentration camps, but I actually love that they're using the word Speedway Slammer because this is white folks' legacy in Indiana. Y'all elected Braun. Y'all elected Trump.
That's a fact.
And Penske, Roger Penske is a big Trump supporter, and he is destroying your legacy. Yeah. I love it. Y'all deserve it.
Latin drivers car number.
Yes.
And it's like what?
And IndyCar very politely said, "Don't use their."
Yeah, well, that's Roger Penske. He owns the track and IndyCar.
It was so polite. It was so polite.
Well, now you're getting a taste of your own medicine, and I think hopefully that's y'all's legacy.
You're getting burned. You're getting burned. You're getting burned. I keep
Shoes
trying to
on
tell.
The foot now.
Yep. Okay. And this is super sad one out of Georgia. Man, I hate that we're ending on this note. Super sad one out of Georgia. Army sergeant shoots 5 other soldiers in Georgia. I haven't seen a whole lot more details other than that.
I saw his picture.
I saw his name.
I saw the picture.
I saw Cornelius, and I was like, "Oh, he's black." Then I saw it was spelled with
the Q, and you like, "Oh,
he's
goodness.
definitely black."
Ain't
y'all.
no way.
Cornelius,
like a
Cornelius.
Yeah, like Cornelius.
It's unfortunate, but I'm hearing racism was attached. To
I was just about to say.
I know a lot of people that have gone in the Army, and they. I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of them, they usually come out one or two ways. They become the
totally indoctrinated,
like the biggest coons ever.
Yep.
Or they come out like Black Panthers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because in the military, one of the things they do during boot camp and stuff, they break our men down to rebuild them the way that they want them.
Yep,
like literally. And people who have had the stability of family and stuff can either win them back over when they come back home, which is what happened with us and my brother, honestly, because they broke my brother down and rebuilt him the way they wanted him, and it took us years to deprogram that stuff. But then other folks who never had a solid foundation to begin with are more susceptible to that propaganda and that rebuilding process. And throughout that though, and the climate in our country, like I don't want to say this, but I do want us to acknowledge that we are going to keep seeing stuff where there's mental health crises with people of color, where there's more extreme acts from our communities of color and our minority communities because of the state that they're putting us in. When you back people against the wall, they're going to react. Yep. Period. I feel like that's a Hove bar.
Yeah.
Hove bar.
But that's what's gonna happen, y'all. And it's not gonna get any better until we start like treating people right. And I don't know what happened with this brother. I hope that we figure it out and that he can get the help that he needs. But unfortunately, these are the consequences. Huh?
They take him alive?
They took him alive. Yeah, they tackled him.
Yeah, I saw the picture.
Yeah. Yep. So they tackled him and took him alive. So I'm praying to God that something good can come out of that, like help for folks, because this is
a change of the system. But I don't see that happening in this administration.
I know. Not in Hegseth. Not when Hegseth is leading the whole military.
Yeah,
they can't even play games. Remember, didn't we say that? Didn't I bring that up on this podcast before?
I can't remember, but I heard
when they put out the memo talking about they're shutting down all games, all like recreation, like all that.
I wonder if that contributed.
It's crazy.
I mean,
it is crazy.
That probably contributed. I mean, you got men with guns that are trained to kill, and you don't give them some sort of outlet.
Yeah, like y'all, come on now. So anyway,
anything to not end on a sad note. Anything positive happening in the city this weekend or coming up? Anything?
Treese last shot is it'll probably be by the time this comes out. That'll happen. But Treese is coming up
this weekend.
No, the next two weeks from now.
Okay.
It'll be the 23rd or 24th.
Cool beans.
Oh, okay.
And I'll say this, man. It's been a lot. Indianapolis is
No, I'm talking about there's a last shot. There's a last shot Saturday. And that's a competition for somebody to get on the festival, but it'll be like 2 weeks after that. Sorry, Mr. Producer.
So if we don't get it out by Saturday, I hope we get this out by Saturday.
And then I'll just say this: it's been a lot going on in the city. To my surprise, I mean, weekly.
Yeah.
It seemed like we're developing something,
Yeah, we
some
are.
type of trend.
Culture
to
is
where-
powerful
Yeah,
here.
like we're
Yeah.
developing a culture in Indianapolis, and I'm proud to say that a lot of events have gone on without a glitch.
Yeah.
And so I'm
Yeah.
just happy to see what's been happening lately in the city and people enjoying themselves and getting outside and having a great time. So that's a
there's
good look on Indy for real.
The far east side. We're starting our quality of life planning process, and I'm actually really excited about it. And I actually just had somebody ask me who was like, "Yo, it's rare that you're excited about this kind of thing." And I was like, "Well, this is what happens when we actually have trusted leaders in the process."
Yeah.
I really like List's new leader, Brandon Taylor.
That's good.
I actually
I'm glad
really
to hear
like
that.
him.
Good.
And then representing List, there's also Kelly Evans. Then we have Kendra Knoll over Cafe, who's the convener. I'll be the community builder. And then we'll have another resident that'll be hired to do like more boots on the ground community engagement work. But we just chose Roke Storyboard's also part of the hiring committee for Roke Storyboard for choosing the community engagement consultant group. And I mean, their approach, their proposal was just top tier. And I loved it. I'm so excited to get started with them. So, I mean, that's a happy note for sure for the Far East Side to start getting some priorities actually down on paper that we can hold people accountable to. For future development and things like that and future investment. So I'm excited about that. I think before we go to the point at the start of the episode where just needing y'all to help us build, we need y'all to help us build.
Please.
This is, I hear all the time, y'all. It's rare that I go anywhere now, especially locally, where people are like, they haven't heard about the podcast or they haven't been watching. They love this, but to keep it going, y'all, we need your help and support for sure. And the best way that you can do that is by commenting, sharing, subscribing, liking the videos, making sure that you're sending them to people that you think would be interested or even ones you think wouldn't be interested, right? Because they should know these things too. You can spend an hour and a half or whatever scrolling through. You can even, skip to the topics that you specifically want to watch or see. That's why the ticker is there at the bottom. You can do all these things and stay up to date as best as all we can, right? With all the shenanigans happening in the city, but also just staying really informed so you know the kind of decisions that we need to make when elections are coming up, when appointments are coming up, when decisions are being made on our behalf. We actually have information. We know what's going on. We know the history so that we can make better choices and create a better future for Indy and for us all and our families. So definitely, please, 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 I want to encourage you to share this with friends, family, whoever. Encourage them to subscribe. I know some of y'all are watching and liking on the low. That's okay. Just make sure you continue to interact and engage. We appreciate that too. We hear it. We hear it.
We
You're talking
appreciate
y'all.
Nothing we say
the little chairs.
We
and
hear
stuff.
about it for real.
We hear you. So yeah, I mean, other than that, is that it?
That's it.
Y'all good?
It's a wrap.
We kept our word. 2 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes over. I feel like that's on time. Love y'all. Peace.
Great one. Peace.
Peace.